Top 7 Audiobooks of 2017.
Oh my god, I love being motivated. I love being motivated. Me too. I love being motivated.
Hi, I am Brett Dupree, your inspirational motivational life coach. Today, I am talking about my 7 favorite audiobook I listened to in 2017. The criteria of this list are just audiobooks I listen to. I am a member of Automobile University, meaning I listen to audiobooks in my car instead of, talk radio or something like that. The fun part about that is I get to learn while I drive. And the best part about that is traffic means more amazing content. Last year, I listened to 26 audiobooks. 26 new audiobooks. Sometimes I like to go back to an old one that I own since I'm part of the monthly in Audible, where for a certain amount of price, either 14 or 22, you get 1 or 2 audiobooks a month. What can I say? I love it, but However, let's get to the list. Why 7? Because it's 26 divided by 3 is closest to 8 minus 1 is 7. Yeah, math. Number 7, The Ethical Slut by Dossie Easton and Janet Hardy. This book came out in 2013 and I saw a recommendation. I am not exactly into polygamy, I don't really understand it. So I like to broaden my horizons and learn new things. The thing I liked about this book is it honestly just had a lot of good advice. Number 1, communicate. Number 2, ask for what you want. Honestly, being okay with yourself, asking for what you want, and communication. It doesn't matter if you're in a polygamous relationship, a straight male-female relationship, a bisexual relationship, which can be the same as just male-female, or whatever gender it is that you subscribe to. No matter what partnering that exists in this great world, the advice in the book is extremely important. Don't compromise on the things that are important to you. Don't allow yourself to get bullied. Communicate your issues. Talk things through. Be comfortable with yourself. Work on your jealousy. All great tips. You don't just have to be an ethical slut to enjoy the book, Ethical Slut. Number 6, Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani. I love these books. I listened to both of her books this year and they were just immaculate. Listening about the chances of there being an other side and somebody someone getting cancer and then having a spontaneous remission while having a near-death experience, and the change in her life because of it. Next time I'm in a position, I'm definitely going to watch Anita Moorjani live. It's a great audiobook, it's inspirational, it's wonderful. If you just want one of those good feelings that believe that spirit is part of us and that there's something greater in this universe that can truly help us that are bigger than ourselves, I highly suggest Anita Moorjani. Stealing Fire by Stephen Cutler and Jamie Wheel. Here's a secret about me, I am fascinated by psychedelics. The whole idea of how we utilize substances to help expand our minds, or even the flow state. It doesn't even have to be substances. I mean, if you look at it, no matter what species that exist on this planet, there are a way that species gets quote unquote high. And we look at our society, there's acceptable highs, caffeine or alcohol, and unsuccessful highs like MDMA and LSD. And talking about getting into that flow state. Pretty much the history behind it, how it started out as therapeutic and then got to being illegal. Just a lot of awesome information. It's not exactly inspiring, however, it's just, this one made my list because it's something that's interested me a lot. I just love learning about things like that. Even though I don't really partake in it, I do love learning about expanding consciousness through either drugs or meditation or activity, such as extreme sports, which I have no interest in. Don't find me base jumping. Number 4, Peak by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. For the longest time, I believed in the idea of the 10,000 hour to expert. And now I know it's wrong because I learned that, I think, from Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. However, before Blink, I used to think that we were born with this innate talent. There is an ability by some of us not to get beyond that. And it's through work such as Peak that showed me the importance of deliberate practice. And if you want to succeed in this life, you gotta find a way to deliberately practice. In fact, deliberate practice is essential to personal growth, which is why it's something I work on with my clients. Instead of just deliberately practicing a skill, it's deliberately practicing what they want to accomplish in life and creating the best life in the world. Having awareness of what you do, setting measurable goals, doing exercise to expand those goals, and then assessing how you're doing and how you can improve. It seems so simple, but it's great. It's one of the reasons I love Toastmasters. Toastmasters is where we work on our public speaking, and deliberate practice is essential to improve our ability to public speak as Toastmasters. I highly recommend Peak. Number 3, Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. If you want to know how to connect with people, I highly recommend this book. This is definitely one I am going to go back to and listen again and get a lot of those things in my mind. The one that stuck out to me the most was how the difference between popular people and unpopular people that they did a study is the fact that popular people were better at recognizing who were the popular people, and that's pretty much what set them apart. I mean, all this time I wanted to be popular in high school, and all I had to do was know who was popular and do my best to be friends with those people. And if I constantly do that, chances are I become popular. It's just not magic. It's just not magic. But there's a lot of great tips on how to communicate with people, how to ask questions in a way to allow people to feel special so you can, well, sell them stuff. I highly recommend this book if you're looking to sell people stuff. Number 2, Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. I love Brene Brown. She is one of my favorite all-time speakers. I listened to all 3 of her other audiobooks. Her 3rd book, which was Daring Greatly, was my least favorite because of the way she read it. However, her cadence in reading really improves on Braving the Wilderness. And Braving the Wilderness is a very important book, especially for today. It's a great book for challenging myself. A lot of books at this point, as I'm listening to it, tend to reinforce and just make me feel good. Braving the Wilderness does a good job of calling me out in some places I'm closing, especially when it comes to people with different political views, and not trying to get trapped in the idea that you're with us or against us, which is dangerous because you're not. We're all human beings with different spectrums of belief, and once we become us versus them, that's when the conversation stops and we do not go forward. But when we recognize we're different, we can come to a middle ground. In my humble opinion, is when we do that, that is what makes America great. That's what makes any community great, is taking people with different opinions and building something beyond what they want by mashing them together. I honestly think that if you take Ron Paul and Bernie Sanders and smash them together, you'd create the perfect government. Number 1, Into the Magic Shop by James R. Dowdy. Wow, this book is immaculate. It is one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to on the law of attraction. While The Secret was a fun infomercial for happiness, I enjoyed Esther Hicks and their books, and many other books on the law of attraction, especially Mike Dooley. There's something special about Into the Magic Shop because it is all one story of one person's life. It's like a gigantic allegory for the law of attraction and how to utilize it into your life, but told to you in one story of this man's life and the traps that you can get into. And it's amazing because one of the best ways to learn is by story, not just getting in front of a camera and just talking to people, but to actually tell a story from start to finish, from when he was high school to where he is after, spoilers, to where he is close to now, and what kind of person he became because of utilizing the magic of focused desire, attracting things what you want, and having that positive outlook and going for it. And it's just done in story, and story is so essential when it comes to learning as human beings. There are many great audiobooks out there, and I have listened to a lot of them. That's why I highly suggest Audible. This video is not sponsored by Audible. I am just a huge fan. I do have links below to all the audiobooks, so check them out. I highly recommend all of them. I recommend subscribing to Audiomobile University, which is just listen to audiobooks in your car, especially if you have a very bad commute, as it does make the commute a little better. I'm Brett Dupree, your inspirational, motivational life coach, champion of authentic joy, catalyst of transformation. Here to remind you, be love, to be joy, to be awesome.
JoyousExpansion.com. JoyousExpansion.com. Come and say hello to Brett Dupree. He is an inspirational life coach, good for you and good for me. He turned my life from grey to blue, I'm sure he'll do the same for you. Get in touch and you'll see your life will change dramatically. JoyousExpansion.com. JoyousExpansion.com. Yeah.